Hello there. Thank you very much for finding out a bit more about EXP UK Explained. Just to see what we'll discuss very briefly, we'll look at the key points, the cloud-based system, the estate agency software, lead generation tools, training, and equity opportunities here at EXP UK. So just to go on to the first point, so this is the key points, bit of information about how EXP works. So it was founded in 2009 by a gentleman called Glenn Stanford over in the USA. After he spent several years working with a major national franchise, and Glenn essentially thought there must be a better way of doing estate agency. So he set up EXP. This is your business, first and foremost. You work where you want, when you want, and how you want. It is your name front and center. It is your business. EXP is simply there to help you facilitate it. You're not managed, you're not set KPIs, you're not set targets. There is nobody looking over your shoulder to tell you what to do. And on that same vein, there is nobody setting your fees for you. With each sale at EXP, you become a co-owner in EXP Realty through gifted stocks and shares, and you create a lifetime revenue by introducing other agents to the model. Let's flip over. Let's give you a bit more information on the cloud-based system we use here at EXP. So our system is called Loop software. So essentially, Loop software gives us the ability to work anywhere remotely. It's a cloud-based system, so you don't need a physical office. It's also a mobile version, so we can work on the go. Because of that, it means EXP can spend more money on technology, on agent support, on looking at new options to give us the best possible service we can offer. It's instant access to training and support as well, so you'd never feel lost. If there's any questions, you can contact Loop, and it gives the benefit of a national and an international network. For referrals, it's fantastic. If you have a client in Bulgaria, in the US, in Mexico, or down the road in Cambridge, it's very easy to refer over to them to help the agent over there. Moving on to other softwares that we have here at EXP UK. So obviously we've mentioned the Loop software, the CRM. I believe it's state of the art. It has all the basics, so like matching to buyers, automatically updating the portals, Rightmove, Zoopla, and on the market. That is in real time. Simple diary system, email confirmations to avoid no-show appointments, as we all know that is part of the business, and if we can reduce those, the better. You can add viewings, you can add valuations, you can add offers. There's a sales progression tab, so you can monitor your sales and add notes as you go through. And then there's an inbuilt prospecting system, which, especially as a new agent, can be really, really important in gaining those first footholds of your business. So as we go over to the next page, apologies if I'm repeating myself a little bit on lead generation, but just to emphasize that the inbuilt system with Loop, that gives you real-time information as to what properties are for sale, what has reduced, what has been sat on the market a while, and what had withdrawn from the market. There's also an automated direct mail system in place that you can use in order to write out to those. And a lot of us find direct mail in the early stages of our business was so important just to get us through some doors and get those initial first listings. Also, social media side of things, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We have Canva Pro now with us, so the content you can put out there can be mixed and varied. And it's a very simple system to use. There's training on all aspects of lead generation. So whether that is direct mail, how to use social media, networking, how to door knock if that's your prerogative and you decide to do that, any aspects of lead generation. There is actually over 800 of us now here in the UK. So there's plenty of ideas, and we all work together for the benefit of growing EXP, sharing ideas and what works for people in different areas. And there's also an integrated referral system. So if you have a client living elsewhere in the UK or abroad, and they mention that they're selling a property and you'd like to refer over to a fellow EXP agent, very, very simple system to do. Moving on to the next slide, and again, apologies if I'm repeating myself. A lot of these slides will have repetitive feel about them, but I'd rather give you every bit of information I can on this. So there's over 50 hours of live training each week. That can be on any aspect, not just canvassing, not just lead generation, but simple things like looking at surveys. Can I have advice on such an aspect? And the sessions that are hosted, they're not just by a trainer that no one's heard of and no one can relate to. They're often by fellow EXP agents who are sharing their techniques and their ideas purely for the benefit of everybody else to be able to use them. We don't hide anything. So if somebody knows how they're winning instructions, they will share it with you. If someone's particularly good on social media, they will share it with you. Even down to accounting, how they approach sales, how they approach valuations, what new tech tools they're using. Fellow agents at EXP are very, very happy to share the ideas for the wider benefit. And then just moving over to our last slide. So this one is based around equity opportunities. So it's great. We all love selling houses, but many of us do want to retire at some point in the future. So how is that going to look to you? So initial early stage, there's an equity plan which earns you shares and stocks in EXP Realty. Obviously, as EXP Realty is growing, those stocks and shares are doing particularly well. You earn shares on any agent you sponsor, on your anniversaries of your first sale, and when you joined EXP, and when you cap each year. Moving on to the agent equity program, this is an optional 5% to be paid into, in which you get stocks and shares at a 10% discount. Majority of EXP agents do this purely because we know the growth of EXP and their plans to expand. And then the last one is for introducing a new agent into EXP. There's a 70-30% split here. From EXP's 30%, they will pay us back and introduce a fee of sorts for introducing that member to EXP, helping them perform and helping them do well. And we call that revenue share here. Last but not least, if there's any further questions you think of or anything I haven't answered here, my contact information is on the screen now, my mobile and my email. Please do reach out to me. I'm a very big advocate for EXP, having been on the high street for several years before that. I can see the freedom it's giving agents. I can see the benefits having to the wider market. So I would love to discuss it further. Thanks for your time and watching.